It's been a while. It's definitely been a while since I was last around. Today is the first day of NaNoWriMo. So far, I have written nothing. And as a result, I am trying to use stream as a way of motivating myself to do something. So we'll see how that goes. The setup is like scuffed, but what else do you expect from me at this point? It'd be a lot better if I was typing it, but I'm not. I'm handwriting it. We'll see what happens. I have music on like ambience. I think I fixed it. We may randomly just get real loud music at some point. I'm sorry. Also, lighting terrible. But like I said, what do you expect at this point from me? What I do have though is this scene. And oh, that's heavy. This many pens. Last year's NaNoWriMo that I handwrote, I may have used 90 plus pens up. A lot of them were gel pens though, and the ink in them goes very quickly. So I'm going to be using this one to begin with. Normally what I do is, because I get really bored writing with one pen, is I write a page and then switch pens. I've also this isn't a good pen too, for example. Let's see if I can find one. Let's find a good example pen. I think this one should do. Right, you can see a little bit of red tape. That's going to be where I keep track of how much ink I've used in each pen. I haven't taped all of them, but a lot of these are just pens that I want to use up because I hoard stationery. Like this is just as a hobby. I'll get much use out of neon green today, but there is this many pens. When I was writing some of the plans that I had for this year's Nano, I used up the last of this pen, which is really fun. It's just a really good stimming pen. There's no way of putting a new ink into it, so I'm tempted to just pull this bit out and keep that as like a stim thing. It's covered in ink right now.
Shiny 30 hedge love pop heart.
And it goes into a box right next to me right now. It's going to be the pen graveyard. for this year's NaNoWriMo. Thank you for... Oh. Thank you for the sub, Krista. Yeah, it is very shocking that I'm not streaming at like 7 PM, but here we are. I want to get some actual work done today. And then I used up this ink in this pen, writing the plan. But hopefully throughout this you'll see this pile of pens get smaller. There are a lot of pens in here that I hate writing with, and this is like their last chance before I give them to someone else to use. But like I should really sort all the highlighters out of here to one side so that I can find them later on. That's quite a lot. A lot of them are leftovers from university. To be honest, a lot of these pens are leftovers from university as well. Let's see. Oh, it's blue. Pink. Shove them all in this corner so that I can find them there. Fitting. There's an orange one. I'll probably find more later on. I'll put the green one back in. There we go. I'm going to start with this one, which doesn't have its original ink in it. I pulled it out of this because I hate the way how bouncy this is when you write with it. Put it in here. I've got a lot of Frankenstein pens in here. Usually because I like the tube diameter for writing. Because I get hand pain quite easily. We're writing on some just real cheap old paper from university. I have a big folder here on the floor. Look at that.
Do you have legible handwriting, and if so, in Jealous?
Ignore the paint it has on it. Hi, Paul. Well, this is some of it. Let's see if I flipped the... Here's some handwriting. Doubt you can see it because this is terrible paper and I have terrible lighting right now. But I have like this big block of paper left over. And here is everything that I wrote last year for last year's NaNoWriMo. You can tell I usually get bored with colours when I'm writing. I have to swap to something else so I don't lose my mind. We have squared paper that we might get to at some point. I have a lot of just notebooks, empty notebooks around as well. So it's not actually a game set for writers, it's for a game called Writers, but everybody in last NaNoWriMo was in this category, so everyone was in here last NaNoWriMo, so I think like fair's fair. they have a category for everyone else. I suppose it could be in makers and crafting or art or something, but that just seems a bit weird, and just chatting is weird because we're not just chatting. Paul, I have heard a legend of someone who finished a notebook, but that person was not me. Butterfly. Butterfly, butterfly. Right, I did have some notes for this chapter that I wrote somewhere. That I wrote on another piece of paper, and I was like, it's too ugly to show you. I'm sure if you finish a notebook, it gives you like immortality or something. Because I have so many notebooks that I've written like 3 pages in, and then nothing. I have a lot that I finished for school, but that's because I'm a really fast writer, and as a result, I just copied the entire lectures by hand. I never learnt to make like notes that were in any way shorter than the actual thing that we experienced. I also don't think you can actually read anything that I'm writing, but I tried with the mouse. The mouse. It's not a mouse, a webcam. But the only way I have of mounting it is off of my off of my monitor, and this is the only angle where you don't see all the dust on my monitor. And paint. Yes, stenographer is right. I could never do shorthand, just write everything. Completely. It's not delivery. And you can't read your own handwriting. You'll also see me spelling terribly too. But anyway, it's chapter 29. I can fix it when I type it up again later. I feel like I should probably. Yes, I is left-handed. The camera's flipped so that you can like have some sense of what I'm writing, but I am left-handed, so it should be. If I didn't flip it, you would see everything like this, but I flipped it so that you could see it. In an odd act of I didn't used to get I'm not that old. I used to be able to write with both hands, so I don't think people used to be that bothered, and then I've just become more left dominant over time. No, but like the olden days, they used to, if you wrote left-handed, they used to tie your hand behind your back and make you write with your right hand. Because, I don't know, being left-handed is the sign of the devil or something. The sunlight right now is either like blazing or non-existent. It's very cloudy. I'm sat at a weird angle to the window, so enjoy that. I feel like I should probably explain what we're trying to do here. I don't know how many people know about NaNoWriMo or what it's about. NaNoWriMo, the National Novel Writing Month, is an event where you try and write 50,000 words in the month of November. Usually, oh my god, this is too loud. I thought I equalized the volume of all my audio, apparently not. Basically, here we go again. You try and write a novel in a month. I'm being a nano-rebel and I'm editing my novel from last year because it's taking me since last year to get to chapter 29, and it won't get finished otherwise. Maybe we get all the way through and we then start writing book 2, but for now this is what we're up to. And normal people type. For some reason I really struggle typing to like get my thoughts to work normally, so we're going to handwrite it and then type it up in December probably. When you declare what you're going to be doing for NaNoWriMo, you have to choose the genres that your work is in, and I really struggled this year with what genre I put it in. Shadow really is bad for Steve. You just have to trust me that I am right. It'd be easier later on when the light is lower and I can switch an actual light on. Intensely boring work of business administration. Introduction to intensely boring work of business administration. What's right now? I have an entire Google form so that I can work out the word count, because obviously I have the chapters from last year and then we're adding to them, and then I need to know how many new words were added to add to the NaNoWriMo word count. But we're going to count words at the end of every chapter. I used to do it every page, but I think that's just too distracting. Now I have to remember who different characters are that I don't remember right. I'm pretty sure it's Ulrich. Wait a minute. Google Doc. Google. Open the Google Doc. Google Doc will tell me the answers. Scroll to the bottom. Scroll. Here we are. Ulrich. I think I have them in order of when they turned up. Aha, I got them confused with a different. Aha, here we are. Ulrich. Oh, I was lucky. I just get it right. I have like a master list of characters and like their pronouns and what they are, like what their job is in the story. So like how to spell their names, because I'm really terrible at remembering how to spell the names, and I some of them don't have names. I just realized this. use like high fantasy names because for some reason I find it really hard to write stories with people with actual human names in it. Anyway, Ulrich is a god for the Emperor of Heaven. But some of them just have like the god of grapes, no name. Purple robed healer. The goddess of volcanoes. Dog. Dog, just a dog. There's a character that's a dog. I'm pretty sure there is more than I actually have in this list because I didn't name everyone or like point them out as a different person. Have you ever, a lot of people who struggle to read as often as they want to really find that, I just lost all control of my mind for a second there. Find audiobooks a lot more helpful. You get to experience the book without having to have hold of it all the time. Let me turn this one up a little bit because it seems really quiet. He's the problem with me trying to fix the background audio I have is that it's all different loudnesses. I'm trying not to blow your ears away. I think it depends. Some people take in information better if it's read to them. Like, it depends on how you learn, basically. If you're someone who like learns through seeing, or learns through hearing, or learns through doing, it's I find it helpful because it means you can do something else at the same time. And you don't feel like you're wasting time. that would be cool. Be up there with me and my like deep like the video idea you gave me for rating DMT maps, which is totally a game that I enjoy. Sarcasm. Pride and Prejudice is like where all romance tropes start. Is the Bollywood version called Bride and Prejudice or something? I can't remember. I remember watching it and liking it, but I can't remember what the title of it is. I remember when it came out, it was like during a time when there was a lot of British Indian movies collaborations, because there's also like Bend It Like Beckham, which is really popular. No ascended god prayed to anyone other than the Emperor of Heaven or the King of the Underworld. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Rewrite it. I think I've heard of Run. Though that might just be my brain making things up. It's like, let's think about anything other than NaNoWriMo right now. But honestly, I haven't watched that many movies because I find them really hard to understand. You're allowed to write a book of your own in my Twitch chat. I'm perfectly happy for you to do that. You might have brought it up before. But if you did, I only have a vague memory of it. So you're not in trouble. Praying to another day, let alone someone who can godhood at the same time as you. Sounds pretty lame. I would hydrate, but I don't have a drink with me right now. I'll go get one once I finish this chapter. For the god of... Oh my god. What have I done? No! I messed the pen up. That I somehow made work. When none of these pieces belong together. Let's see if we can get it to work again. I don't know if you were here when I was showing how many pens I have right now prepared, but here they are. Here's another pen showcase. The highlight the stuff when I'm typing up so I know where I've written up to. For the god of war, every well, I went through 90 pens last year, so I was like, got to have pens, right? Got to. For the god of war, though, every disgrace. No, that's not. Oh, thesaurus. To the thesaurus we go. Let's see. Embarrassment. Chagrin? No. Confusion, difficulty, dilemma, mess, mistake, unease, awkwardness, bashfulness, bind, clumsiness, complexity, destitution, discomfiture, discomposure, disconcertion, quandary, predicament, mortification, indebtedness. That's not what I want. Indiscretion. Error? No. Every oh my god, what do you call it? When it's like embarrassment, but more. Every indiscretion sounds like I'm writing a Victorian novella. Folly. No. Yeah, in the middle of this fantasy novel. So you know when you feel embarrassed, but more than that. Oh my god. We're just changing the sentence. It's alright. No doubt when I come back to it, I'll be like, oh, that's the word that I was thinking of. And I'll be like, why am I so word bad during word good times? Page 2. So I don't get them mixed up. I have to put page 1 on this one. There we go. Who a god of wheat that whom he had whom whence whom he had no idea whomst was being retained is not the word that I'm thinking of. Whom was being healed somewhere, sequestered, that's it. Sequestered. That's not how you spell it. I could check, but we're behind, so I've got to keep going. Who's being sequestered somewhere hidden. Amongst distant cloud mountains. Every prayer that he finally was vital. When you almost killed someone. Have a good time starting your day. I'm glad that you liked whatever this mess of a stream is. I will try to write words without you being here. You might come back and I'm on exactly the same page. Who knows? I'm literally 2 chapters into the original chapter 2 paragraphs into the original chapter. My brain. I suppose a paragraph is a chapter of a chapter. That makes no sense. We're gonna move on. You almost kill someone. The very least you could do is try and keep them alive, and other people really wouldn't appreciate just in general. Just in general. But they really wouldn't. Hanging around. I started recording new audio for stream as well, so you can look forward to that at some point. I have to edit it though. But now I have a new phone. It should be a lot easier to do that. I really hate this chapter so far. I might have to come back and read it again. Hanging around in their view to make yourself look better. But it only ever about keeping ethos alive. you know, it's very freeing to be writing this and just have in my mind that, like, this is going to be a terrible book and that I don't have to have expectations of myself for it. Oh, girl, dear. Spell your own main character's name right, please. Let's see. 10 ink check. Oh, we're about this much ink left. I did it again. There we go. his stuff. Would no doubt. Feel more comfortable without him. Page 3. Oh, 3 is terrible. Page 3. Sure, he had his own living space. Was touched to the water department's office, and he could only ever be so far away from Junior God's Let's check this word means what I think it means. Bona fide. Yes, it does. I think there's an actual name for this. What is willow weaving? It's just willow weaving called? Is it just willow weaving? I think it might just be willow weaving. Yep. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. No. Went to the garden. For actual bona fide. Moments of peace. TM. You had to go to the garden of Mother Willow beyond this gate of wood. Willow branches. It was always peaceful. She made sure of willow trees. Filled. Have we finished this pen? Maybe we finished it. Well, it looks like there's a tiny bit of ink left, but it's really not happy about. I think I bought some cardboard to scribble on, but I'm not sure about it. Bring it up with me though. Let's see. Let's see. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Where did I put it? Find a picture for that one. Nope. It's not there. We'll use this. Squeaky chair. Let's have a look. Paper. At least that extra cardboard that we have. Oh, it is writing. Keep it there. You just need to get the pen to actually write with. This is so overly complicated. Do we just give up on it? Move to a new one. Less drama. Oh, there we go. Oh, geez, spelled. Garden. Leaves. Rustling. Gently. What sound do willow trees make? I think from memory it kind of sounds like water. And they usually grow near water. There's different types of willow. Let's have a look. It's a picture. Might help, might not. You describe it. Willow. Oh, it's a really pretty willow. Scarlet willow. I think most of us know weeping willow the best out of all of them. Pretty much any willow though makes me think of Grandmother Willow from Pocahontas. You sat beneath them. Another word for gentle. We have the gentle thing, gently gentles. Pleasantly. Yeah, pleasant. Breathe. You. Literal but a little but a coracle. Cast out in a coracle upon the seas. I'm pretty sure they got yellow. 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. What colour do willow use? Can't spell. Leaves turn in autumn. Blah blah blah. European tree species that turn yellow include Norway maple, field maple, aspen, silver birch, common beech, common hornbeam, willows, poplars, and limes. So it was right, it is yellow. Oh. It's yellow. Turning. Fitting. Oh. Yep, we're at the end of the life of this pen. So goodbye as it goes to the pen graveyard. And we acquire another ink of this. See which one has the least ink in it. this one, I think. All the other colours live to die another day. Fitting autumnal yellow. Gives me one of these tiny things. Autumnal yellow. Would fall spinning rapidly in the air before landing in the tall grass. Carpeting the garden in the yellow. Once more. Lots of leaf descriptions. Many rare flowers, herbs, grew here. So it welcome in, Mark. Thank you for stopping by. Today is a very odd stream for me with starting NaNoWriMo. Are you doing it too, or just watching the chaos happen to other people? Confidently shitting my pants is how I do it every. I'm being a rebel and editing the one that I wrote last year, this year, and maybe writing the sequel. But you're welcome, regardless. I think last year was the only year I've ever done it where I actually had like a plot for the story. And I suppose this year I have a plot because I'm just like actually writing description that I didn't write last year. But we'll see how it goes. It wasn't unusual to see though. Did I really spell it like that? To the master list of character names. God of healing. Yes. Yes. It was written like that. Is it your first year or are you a veteran at this?
How's the hand feeling? Also, hi, heart.
Hey Adam, thank you for subbing again. Oh, you really don't have to. Also, I forgot that this leaf track was the audio track that I made. Anyway, brain. My hand's fine, my brain is worse. That's the answer to the question. Yes. Good luck for your first time then. I don't want to curse it, but don't feel terrible if you don't make it, because a lot of people don't on their first go, because it's just a lot. But you can learn so much from like doing it one year. And like anything that you get written is stuff that you wouldn't have done. And I'm really not being very motivational right now. But yeah. My intention was good. I tried. My advice is also to like try and write more at the beginning, so that if you like mess up at the end, it's not as much pressure to catch back up again. Because I think last year I was ill for like a week, and then I had to write like 10k words in like 3 days or something because I got so far behind. I do it every year. Well, most years. This years I haven't done it. Really, let me have a look. I think I told Helen that I'd done it since 2013, but when I look back into my account on NaNoWriMo.org, I realized that was not true. Projects, let's have a look. So this year I'm writing part 2 of the one that I wrote last year. The year before that I wrote fan fiction. No, in 2028 I was trying to write more of that Harry Potter fan fiction, and I wrote 1,000 words. 2019 I only wrote 8,000 words of that Harry Potter fan fiction. In 2018 I wrote 25,000 words of a book called Wife of the First Prince that I don't even know if I still own anymore. In 2017 I won with 50,000 words exactly in a book called An Amalgamation of Worries. I did a Camp NaNoWriMo in 2017. In 2016 I won with a book called Thick Fog. In 2015 I did one called Tales of Ordinary Life, and I won that with 50,040 words. In 2014 I won it with 50,031 words with a book called Beyond the Bookcase that I still have, but it's handwritten and I haven't got around to typing it up yet. 2013 I won it with 56,324 words with a book called The Novel with No Name, because I couldn't think of a name for it. 2012 I wrote 8,000 words for that Harry Potter fan fiction that I was writing, and the year before that I wrote 50,062 words for that Harry Potter fan fiction. 2011. Yeah, that's usually how I write it, Mark. Like, I just go in. Sometimes I don't even have that much. When I wrote it in Beyond the 2014, I had like no idea. I just turned up on the day and found a magical world behind a bookcase. So you're doing all right. But that sounds like a good mixture of things for a good story. Usually I don't do it by hand. Usually I type, like edit as I type, but I did that and it needs so much description putting back in, and I've been trying to do it in my Google Doc and it's just not happening. I mean, you've seen me struggle to get to chapter 27 all year. Because the original plan was that I would finish editing last year's before this year's and start book 2, but that just didn't happen. I only got 28 chapters in, and 2 of those I did yesterday before NaNoWriMo started. But my total words written during NaNoWriMo, all of them, is 402,357, which is nowhere near the amount of words in my favourite book that has like 1 million. There are smaller versions of it as well, like during April and I think sometime in the summer, they have smaller ones that are like half the size. And you can have like your own goal. You don't have to go with the full goal, but like the original write a novel in November is 50,000 words. I've already killed my first pen so far. Adam. Look, it's dead. It's dead. It's gone to the pen graveyard. Since it's been an appropriate amount of time, here is the pen bucket that I have of pens available to be used. Because I went through as I've told people a few times, I went through like 90 pens handwriting last year. So here is a selection. Some highlighters for when I type it up. Some of them are in colours that are just not gonna, like neon green. I'm not gonna be writing in neon green or yellow. Yellow is not happening. But if you see this one, oh, it's gone. Oh, I have the cool one that I wanted to show you. I'll find it at some point. I'll find it at some point. I will find it and show you it. But it's a cool 90s era gel pen that has like multicolored ink, and when you write it comes out multicolored. It's real cool. Oh, Goldie stood staring at the gnarled trunk of one of the trees. I have a lot of gel pens because gel pens die really quickly. The ink doesn't last very long. I try not to write anything water-based during NaNoWriMo because I will always spill something on my work and then it's just gone forever. But we might end up having to resort to that if we run out of biros. I also have to be careful not to write in anything with this because it's an erasable pen. You write with it, and then when it dries, you can rub it out with friction. And I once accidentally wrote my uni notes. Luckily back then I used to like carve into the paper when I was writing. We're not free writing. I'm like using the chapter that I wrote last year, and adding description to it because it's very just like get through the plot. And there's like no description. Like there's no. I didn't describe what anyone looks like, what anything looks like. So So it's mostly like plot points and then like dialogue, because I hate writing dialogue. So last time I was like, write all the dialogue, get it over with, and then you never have to come back and do it again. I hate dialogue. It's so hard to write. Every time I write something, you're like, oh, this doesn't sound like something a human would say. And a good way of getting around that is to write characters that aren't human. If everyone is a non-human, then what does it matter if they don't sound human? Then they're in character, and you've done a good job. That's why I don't write anyone with like an actual human name. Only high fantasy names in this house. Thank you very much. So I'm like, Daniel? That doesn't sound like a name a real person would have. No, we're just gonna call them Elgaldia and Ulris and Dethos and Niwes and Drillvenus and Ootle and Borath. Through the garden gate. Back then, he hadn't been alone. I hope not. Borath is an ancient demon. I think he only gets mentioned in passing. I'm changing pen. Changing pen. This one's hurting my hand. Let's see what colour should we go with. Should I just close my eyes and pick a pen? I don't know. Let's close our eyes. Oh, I have a froggy pen. Maybe we should use the froggy pen. Froggy pen it is. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a little frog face on it. It's very cute. One side's blue, one side's red. And then you do that to its poor eye. Let's check if it works. Yes. Maybe it's the blue. Right, page 2, page 3, page... Oh no, it doesn't work. Guess we're using the red side. Page 4. Must remember to number the pages. I don't want to be where I was last year and drop them and then have to sit and read through every page to put them back together again. martial deity. The dad jokes. I just realized that I was going to change the colors of the text, and now I can't remember what I'm doing. Please put up with me while I remember how to do this. Yes, chat box, that's where it is. Colour. Hopefully that should do it. Maybe not. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? Yeah, it did. Now I can actually read it later on. It's only, what, nearly 2 hours in. But did I just do something else? Oh, that's what happened. Now I can't hear what I'm saying because the thing that I was watching stream on just switched off. And I can't remember where I put the charger for it. So enjoy me not knowing how loud I am. We do love Streamlabs when it isn't attacking people for their love of emotes or caps lock. Normally a martial deity should have some sort of knowledge. Shouldn't be easily snuck upon. Normally a martial god. Shouldn't be easily stuck up on, but we're finally getting somewhere near the end of this chapter, and then we can count the words and upload them. Maybe this time, well, I was distracted. And what is that? Willow was this song is me playing the tenor recorder, by the way. Was older than the hills. hills. Oh my god, she knew how to disguise herself when she wanted to. And her powers. I'll probably still be here. I might make a short break in a bit when we get to 2 hours to go get a drink and walk around a bit. But I should be back. Go shower, be clean. Be clean. See you when you get back. Really mopping around in my garden. My garden. Young. Oh god, that was loud. Sorry. I forgot this one is in here and it's so loud compared to the others. Oh. I definitely woke everyone up though. Woke me up, I can tell you that for sure. Seem to Elgaldia that she must. I'm sorry if I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought I've been trying to edit this audio so that everything is the same loudness. And there's one or two in here that are just either too quiet or too loud. And that is one of the ones that's too loud. And I forgot they were still in this blob. We need a nuke blob. I like this one's really quiet. Sorry if I destroyed your eardrums. We're not usually like that. Coffee for your eardrum. Hey, 358 words. I want to come in at the end of this so that I actually do work. But there's a pug temp for you. And we're like maybe halfway through this chapter because I keep writing way too much description. But I suppose that was the initial point of me writing this edit. I don't know. Sprung up of the grounds. Because he no, I don't need it because so just sprang up out of the ground. Smiled to her. He smiled to someone or at someone? Smile to or at. What's the difference between smile to and smile at? Smile is normally spoken of when something causes it. Smile at is much more common because it's more correct. Some of them are interchangeable. No, you smile to yourself, you smile at someone. Thank you. Right. Smiled at. Mother Willow. As she came to stand next to him. Him, comma, on the path. I nearly made it a gravel path, but this man already stands on enough gravel in his life, so he literally does that. It's a problem. I keep writing him standing on gravel. Or nearly on gravel. So we need to avoid gravel right now. Let's make it mossy. To make up for all my gravel paths, otherwise people will be like, is this another gravel path that she's talking about? And I can't have that. Hold gently in her arms. Was a sizable. I think the easy choice though would be to make it small, but we want a chunky rabbit. A sizable, dark, furred rabbit. Which she was casually stroking. Oh, Goldie wondered whether she normally just carried a rabbit everywhere with him. Right, I think I might take a 5-10 minute break and then be back after going for a little walk and getting a drink. So I'm going to put you on the Be Back stream and I'm going to purposely play a song that I know isn't loud and loop it so that you aren't blasted away like you were previously. Let's see. Probably wants to be something pretty long, so it's not terrible when it loops. Let's see. I always play this one on stream. Stop that one. Start this one. Let's have a look. Is it playing? Who knows? Hopefully I've left you with some. Oh, it is playing. Here's some crows for you. I'll put you in. Be right back, and I will be right back. Going for a walk so that my spine doesn't seize up. And I can get a drink. I'll see you soon. I'm back. And it looks terrible. The light looks terrible when you open my phone. Sun's directly in my eyeball. There we go. It's a little bit better. I didn't have any intention of being away that long, but my mother started talking to me about oil rig fires, and it took a while to come back. And then I came upstairs and I forgot the drink that I went to get. But we're back. We're back in business, boys. I shall return you to your normal audio experience, and we will get Blob out of this. Blob can fuck right off, as we say. Put you in not you thing. Too loud. Here we go. Play with Windows and Media Player. There we go. Back to work. Around How do you spell thusly? That is a long word. Thusly. Is it really spelled like this? Apparently so. It looks wrong though. And around. More like a cow bell than one you would put on a cat's collar to stop it from eating the local birds. Give it to me. He was brought back out of his rabbit-based ponderings with a sudden jolt. That's the word I was looking for. A sudden jolt. To me. Trying his best to not look like it, look like he hadn't really been listening. Was a valid attempt. But also a very obvious one. Mother Willow was not a deity that had been born yesterday. New pen. Random pen, this one. Ooh, green. Take all the time you need, man. In this stream, we value people taking time. Oh, this is very light color. Taking time to do whatever they need to do. I'll always be back here, wondering what you're up to. Oh, we're near the end of this chapter. Finally, there's 3 paragraphs left. Oh, this pen's too light. I put it in this part of refill pens that are too light to draw with. New pen. New pen. Blue it is. This might be too light too. Who knows? She might also be a bit dry. Oh, let me add this white. Think of it. We are doing well. Put this full page so I can actually see what I'm doing. Viewer rewards. Channel point redeem. Add a new channel point redeem. Change pen. pick a new pen to nearly split. I nearly put the wrong right in. Right. Cost 300 points. Oh god, that one's loud as well. Sorry. Okay, it's also very sharp. Make it a colour other than red. Make it pink. Or lilac. Lilac will do. Make it 5 minutes. There we go. Done. Dun dun dun. Quit. There we go. Hey. There we go. There we go. There we go. Problem fixed. Have a good breakfast. I hope it's tasty. I hope the next 607 words go well. See you any point you decide to come back. If you want to, if you don't, it's fine. It was nice having you here. I'm sorry for blasting your ears several times there with music that I forgot to edit the audio off. Oh, almost there. Put this back over here. The music that I accidentally blasted you with again. Oh, this ripping noise. I need to really sort this out. It's a lot more broken than I remember it being. And I remember it being broken. Right. We have a new redeem. No. It's change pen redeem. Yeah, I'm gonna every time one comes up that's a nightmare, I'm gonna throw it into a different folder so it doesn't get blamed. So hopefully if you do come back later, it will be a more chill stream. You won't have to worry about auditory assault from songs that I wrote in like 2012. Max volume. She did something. She stopped petting. Stopped petting. The rabbit. And gently placed it on the leaf strewn grass. as it hopped away, the bell chimed. Comma slowly. Quieter. Until it was lost in the tall grass. With her free hands, she grabbed the shoulders of El Galdi, turning him to face her. Eye to eye. You should go to him when the moon rises. There was no how do you spell ambiguity? Ambiguity. Let's have a look. Ambiguity. Spell it right. English, so hard. So hard to spell. There's no beauty in either of us to who he was. You will be needed then. I think that's when you will be needed as well. That's when you will be needed. There we go, chapter 29. Now I need to do the mini here. Finally, and there we go. And now we go back and count. 1, 2, the bright colour for this. I have a red pencil in here somewhere. I use that. A good red pencil. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 63, 64. That's 164 on this page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 2, 33, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 88, 85, 86, 87, 88, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 92, 93, 98, 99, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 2, 47. Page 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 51, 52, 53, 54, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 98, 99, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 250. I appreciate anyone wandering in right now. Is this a counting stream? Just counting numbers back there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 182. Now we do maths. Well, more maths, I suppose. Calculator. So what do we do mental maths right now? We 164 plus 233 plus 247 plus 250. Oops. Oh my god, I'm not even good enough to use a calculator. 164 plus 233 plus 247 plus 250 plus 182 1076. No, don't get too excited by this number. Because now we go into the spreadsheet and type in 1076. And that tells me that I wrote 810 extra words. So then we go to NaNoWriMo and we write 810 extra words. It felt good. We were writing at home by hand. I don't know, I started 3 hours ago. So that's what, 237? 137, 1237, 1137, 1137. There we go. We started with some percent of the way there. So we need one. Read 1,667 minus 810. Oh, we need to write the same amount again. 36. I'll keep with this blue pen because it was nice to write with. Page 6. And you find chapter 30. Chapter 30. Scroll, scroll, scroll. I think this is ducks. Perspective. Ducks in progress. Oops. Accidentally made myself angry. That's the problem with my keybinds right now. Is they're messy.